Alrighty, thank you everybody for joining us. Today is the October's Campus Safety Committee meeting. We are a little small today, but that's all right. So we'll be doing things a little bit differently. We do have somebody in the audience who does have to leave pretty soon for a class, so we're going to go ahead and get your question or comment first.
Hi everyone, I am Angela Ashra. I am a second year master's student in civil engineering. So I have a query about podcast safe ride. I know this semester the policy has been a slightly changed. Until 10:30, we couldn't go outside the campus. So we have to wait until 10:30 if I want to go from my lab to my house. So which is understandable because we have bus on weekdays. But on weekend, like in Saturday and Sunday, Saturday the last bus is at 5 p.m. and in Sunday there is no bus. So I am wondering, is it kindly possible only for weekend, like in Saturday, Sunday, can we consider Bobcat Safe Ride starting from 8 p.m. To drop us outside the campus? It will be really helpful for us because winter is coming, so it will be dark pretty soon, and we have to do our research during our weekends. During weekdays, due to coursework, we cannot focus on our research. So if you kindly do it, that would be very helpful for a lot of us.
Yeah, absolutely. So I will make a comment on that. So this past weekend, we actually did make those changes.
Oh,
So
I didn't know
yeah,
that.
so we actually made it this past weekend. So now on Fridays, Saturday, and Sunday, from the start of when service starts at 8 p.m. until whenever service ends, whether it's the 2, 3 a.m. or the midnight, we pick up on or off campus.
Oh, from start, it will start at 8 p.m. off campus.
Correct.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry, I didn't know that.
No. It's just Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays
Yes.
right now. Is 10:30 a good time, or for the weekdays, or do you think?
Actually, we have bus for my location. I have bus near my house, but I know some people where bus doesn't go,
Mhm.
so they might face problem. But for my personal case, I am okay
With the 10:30? Okay.
Um,
Yeah, if that ever changes, is if you ever feel like 10 or 9:30 would be better, absolutely just let us know, and if that's something that we can look at.
9:30 would be better.
Okay.
Yes, if you could make it 9:30, it would be better because the campus become really quiet at that time. So I have to go from Ingram to LBJ. So it's not a long walk, but it's kind of 5 or 6 minute walk. So sometimes I get scared. I keep my husband on my phone call. If something happens, please call 911. So yeah.
Absolutely. We'll work with the app developers. We'll look at our calls and that sort of stuff. So it's not 100% guarantee that we will go up to 9:30, but it is definitely something that we might look at.
So just to make sure for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I can directly reach to the app and call the ride. Right?
Starting at 8 p.m. Friday,
Yes.
Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
And then you'll be able to until 3 a.m. Friday and Saturday, and then until midnight on Sunday.
Thank you.
Of
I really
course.
appreciate it. And you all are doing great. I'm really grateful. I'm an international student. I feel so safe here because of your hard work. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. You have a wonderful class. Alrighty. So we did things a little bit differently. She has a class at 5, so we just wanted to make sure she got her question and comment in. So we'll go back to our normally schedule. So for all of our committee members and then for all of our audiences here and in person, we did have Walker Consultants come in September 16th to the 18th. They are a group out of New York that specialize in parking, transportation, both foot, vehicle, bike, etc. They were here for the entire week, and they had 2 different groups. One group that looked specifically at the transportation, so buses, walking, that sort of stuff, and then another group that looked specifically at parking. They reviewed all of the policies of how we sell permits, the types of permits we sell. They counted all of our spots, that sort of stuff. And so they're in the process of still looking. They did give us probably a rough estimate of towards the end of this semester, they would have a low-hanging ideas that something that we could change, whether something that wouldn't completely affect and change everybody who's here on campus right now. They would have a complete assessment done both low-hanging and high-hanging fruits towards the end or towards the beginning of the next semester, with more than likely the changes being made going into the new academic year. So we don't have any responses from them just yet. We did submit a survey and we send it out to all faculty, staff, visitors, anybody who has a Texas State parking permit. And out of that, we had 606 total responses. 29% were students, 23% were faculty, 43% were staff, and 5% were visitors. Looking at the survey, the most common themes that we had was limited parking, reserved spaces, pickup and drop-off locations, and also shuttle timing. So looking at it, the limited parking, I drove around in lots, I cannot find a spot, or I can't find a spot near where I want to park. That was the common themes for those. The reserved spaces, a lot of people were complaining that they drive the lots and they see the reserved spaces empty. They know that they're not being used, and they feel like there's too many of them. The pickup and drop off spaces for Uber, Lyft, people being picked up from campus or from classes, causing issues with traffic, blocking cars in at parking lots, that sort of stuff. And then the shuttle timing, a lot of students complained about the actual shuttle timing, that they'll wait for 20, 30 minutes for the bus is in full, they can't stand even on the bus, so it's quicker for them just to walk. So that was the common themes for the survey. We, I don't exactly know when we'll have like a full breakdown of the survey just yet. That's just from me looking at it, what I was able to find as the most common themes. So we did implement the ParkSend app. It is an app that anybody here at Texas State can download. They do not have to have a Texas State email address or password to be able to log in. They can create an account with their vehicle information, their license plate, and it'll actually tell them based off of their permit color what lots have availability for them. It's still in one of those working phases, but not 100% ready to go. It works off of like the mapping, the same thing that like Waze does. So the more people that have it downloaded, the better the results will be. So I know that there has been some feedback about stuff like that, as well as I know we got feedback about the colors are a little bit confusing with our color of permits. And I spoke specifically to a student about this. He doesn't have a red permit. No, he does have a red permit, and he's looking for all the spaces that pop up on the app that are red. Well, on the app, red is full. So that was his issue that he was having, is he was looking for red spaces, but on the app, it was showing red as full. So just some confusion on that. So we are working with app developers to make it a little bit more customer friendly, specifically here on Texas State campus. But so far, we hope everybody loves it. It's free for our students to download on Google or on the App Store. Our safety walk is coming up. So this will be our third or fourth safety walk here on the main campus. And we'll also have one on the Round Rock campus the same day for October 14th. We'll be meeting at the LBJ Mall. We'll have pizza, snacks, a good little kickoff with groups. And then we'll split up, I believe it's into 9 different groups. And we'll all walk campus. It's an opportunity for students to also be involved if they have any spaces that they know that they specifically walk at campus after hours. They know they don't like walking this route because it's dark, it feels unsafe. This is their opportunity to come in and tell us that this is the area that they want worked on. So once again, that's October 14th at 7 p.m. in the LBJ Mall.
Will that be after, that won't be after the switch in time, will it? I think that's in November.
It is in November. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll be meeting at about 7 p.m. That way we can give instructions. Everybody can have a little bit of a bite to eat. By the time that we split into the groups, that's when.
Hopefully it'll be dark enough to be able to actually assess what dark areas are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's the second, November 2nd is the daylight
Last year
savings.
was actually cold.
Yeah, last year was cold.
And you were riding around with your leg up.
Yeah.
So we do have a couple of UPD updates. Mainly just about our safe ride and our Code Maroon rides. So Bobcat Safe Rides is the one that's available to students 7 days a week with specific hours. So starting at 8 p.m., depending on the day of the week, Monday through Wednesday, it'll go until 2 a.m. Thursdays through Saturday, it'll take you until 3 a.m. and then Sundays until midnight. Since August 23rd, we've had a total of 4,666 students that we've gotten home safe. Just this past the 21st to the 27th, we got 928 home safe. Our Code Maroon ride is our emergency safe ride program that we have. So that's for students on or off campus. They're in a situation where they feel like they can't wait for an Uber, a Lyft, they can't wait for a friend, and they don't have reliable transportation. And when we say that, it isn't, I found my way now at the outlet mall and I don't want to wait the 15, 20 minutes for the Uber. I found my way at the outlet mall. I was with a friend who has now left me. I now feel unsafe. There's no reliable transportation. I'm at a party. I've experimented and I now am unsafe because I have experimented and I don't feel safe with somebody I've never met. You can call our dispatch number at 512-245-2805 and we'll send a full-time staff member, whether it's a police officer, a public safety officer, chief may come and get you. I may come and get you. We're coming to get you on or off campus and we'll take you wherever you need to go safely. Since the 23rd, yes ma'am.
So I received some feedback
Mhm.
from President Dampus
Mhm.
about the two different programs and not being really clear of which is which. Is there anything that we can do maybe to help people understand what they are, what the difference is more at a glance?
When did you receive that feedback, if you don't mind me asking?
Last week, Tuesday.
Okay, because I know the reason we went into the semester rebranding it because the emergency safe ride and the Bobcat safe rides, because they were so close in name, that created a little bit of a confusion. So that's why we rebranded it to Code Maroon rides. We can hit it a little bit harder with social media presence, website. Both do have their own website right now, so we can push that out.
Maybe even just something that says 2 ways to get assistance. So they realize that there really are 2 programs and not thinking that one took over the other or what have you.
I think if you wanted to make like one slide post of like the top is explaining that like with the 2 ways, and then you could make SG a collaborator, or we can design it and share it with you guys.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. We can definitely work on that. We have a team now for marketing and that sort of stuff, so we would love if y'all have a team. If we can sit down and start doing like bi-weekly meetings of just the 2 of us. But since August 23rd, we have had 46 Code Maroon rides. And most of those have been off campus, pickup off campus.
Is there like some kind of like regulation of like if someone calls but it's not for the purpose of what that is there like a refusal? Is it like, do you have to offer the reason first, or I don't?
So it's really up to the dispatcher and then the supervisor on shift at the time. So we had a couple instances where it is in the same time frame as where Safe Rides is working, and I don't want to wait for a bus or a safe ride. That's not a reason for a Code Maroon ride. So then that one is just pushed back on Bobcat Safe Rides. Now we've had instances of I've gotten off work off campus. I had a ride home. My ride home has now left, and it is 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't feel safe walking from X location to the nearest Texas State shuttle bus. That absolutely we picked up for those. Any of those that kind of have that teetering on the fence, that would be up for the supervisor on shift at the time to make that decision.
But either way.
Yes, but either way, we'll get them home, whether it's something of we're dropping what we're doing to come and get you because it's escalated of that, or we're going to push you to Bobcat Safe Rides, or hey, we're going to come and get you, but we have X calls in front of you, sort of thing. Either way, we'll try our absolute best to get that person home safe. That is all the UPD updates I have. So I will push it to any committee members that have updates or questions or concerns.
I've been getting a lot of comments recently since like UPD took over parking of, obviously there's more enforcement happening post 5 p.m., right?
Mhm.
We've had that discussion. And I think, we were kind of talking amongst ourselves of like maybe an option eventually to like have an after hours pass.
Mhm.
So like far cheaper than our like regular like lot passes, because you're only parking after 5 or 7 p.m. In like generic color zones of like getting people a pass that's not necessarily for regularly occurring hours when a lot of like staff and members like that are on campus. Because a lot of students like won't buy a commuter pass when they know they're not going to use that lot, and then a lot of students won't buy like a gold pass, etc. So I think just having like a more generic option would be.
I know that is one thing that the committee for the survey did mention a couple of times. Thank you. That the survey did mention a couple of times. So it is something that is on our radar, that we know that there is the demand out there. So once again, if Walker Consultants think that would work here good on campus, obviously they're the experts.
Yeah.
But that is definitely something that has been on our radar as well.
So would the pass be at a no cost?
Not a no cost necessarily, I think, but like a far smaller price than like our regular like $100 commuter pass, or like $185 for gold and $265 or something for silver.
Yeah.
I think just like I don't really know price range just because I don't really know what the estimation of that looks like, but I think there are a lot of open spots on campus, and students do tend to and just kind of risk it. Like if they have a meeting at 7 p.m., right, they go get their car and come back. And because the issue at that point is like a lot of buses aren't running to certain like areas after a certain amount of hours, so it's kind of been. I also think it would decrease the volume of like safe rides that we're having to give at those hours as well. So.
So in regards to campus safety, I just want to remind everyone that the expressive activities policy has been updated, and the expressive activities team is here to monitor and to assist with helping to create safe and healthy, if you will, expressive activities that occur on campus. They're not the police, and they're not trying to police speech, but rather to ensure that any activities that are occurring, that the people who are engaging with them and the people who are watching them are doing so in orderly fashion. And so as always, we encourage individual students and student organizations to communicate with the Dean of Students Office and our staff who we have assigned specifically to helping to support expressive activity and freedom of expression, so that they can learn the policy, learn the parameters and how to do things in the legal way and the safe way, and to have our assistance with maintaining order. So.
Thank you. Yes, that's definitely a big one.
Just a little bit.
Do you have any updates?
One thing I think would be a benefit would be if you, Dean, could come to at some point coordinate with the chair of the Senate Advisory Group to talk about the new expressive activity policy, just on Zoom, to kind of broadcast it to university community, but also to faculty.
Sure, we'd love to do that.
Yeah, so I'll mention it to Lynn tomorrow.
Please do.
Yeah.
Please do.
To reach out to you, try to get on your calendar.
Yes, we'll make ourselves available.
Great.
Thank you for that.
Thanks.
We like to be invited in.
Well, I'll make sure that you get the invite.
So now we would like to open it up to our online and our in-person viewers. Do any of y'all have any comments or questions, concerns?
I have one concern. I'm standing in for Ricky B. Johnson of Residence Hall Association, and the one concern we have is with the apartments, so Cypress and Balcones. And it's mainly just with the parking, and not necessarily how much it is, but it's just the lines for the parking are starting to fade. And of course, it's just older buildings, and so it's just we would like to kind of request or let's make you aware of just the fading lines and stuff like that, especially in balcony is the first floor, and it's just making it hard to see how many spots are there and how to park and stuff.
Okay, absolutely. You said especially on the first floor?
Yes.
Okay. In which, I'm sorry, first floor of balconies?
Yes.
Okay.
It's been a few years, but I ran across a loose rail somewhere over by Derrick. And it was actually a hazard for a student who needed it. And I called them, I found a number somewhere on their grand webpage, and they took care of it right away. Is that the sort of thing? I mean, it seems like an odd thing for the PD to handle.
So it's definitely not. So this would be something more facilities. So
Right.
it would be a couple of things. So yours, since that might have been more of like a safety ADA sort of thing, that
Yeah.
might have been why it expedited it, and it might not have been facilities. Exactly who took the lead? Something like this, yes, would be facilities because they're coming in, they're going to paint. Full disclosure, we will have to block off spots to get stuff painted. And I know that's something that's needed across campus. I know that's something that was also widely talked about in the survey about the lines across all the parking lots across campus.
And then it's also who pays for it.
That's
Because
another.
parking will pay for it.
Oh.
So, and there's a fund set aside as to some of the funds that are used to paint the parking lots.
So I don't want to project, but are you suggesting that there's inter-university squabbles about who's responsible for what?
No, there's not. It's more of, because painting like the bottom level, that might wait till the kids, I don't mean kids, young adults go home for the holiday.
Uh-huh.
So that way we can move some stuff around. So it'd be a lot easier for them to paint during that time. But there's usually not a squabble as to, facilities will paint it.
Okay.
And there's money set aside for different type of projects for that, because it is costly to go out there and paint a parking lot.
Yeah.
So we just try to we try to keep a tally as to which lots need it the most, or if there's certain complaints on certain, like she's bringing this concern up to us tonight. So we'll probably go out there and take a look at it and see, how bad is the first floor compared to maybe some of the other floors, and what we can do to try to get that. But it's kind of hard to displace all the people that park in that bottom level during the
Sure,
semester.
yeah,
So that's kind of that's about the most difficult part of getting something striped and painted. But by the time we know it, we will finals will be here.
Yeah.
But definitely the committee will bring that to facilities at a point. Anything else? All right, well, today was a quick one. I definitely won't hold y'all any longer. So our next meeting will be in the same room and also online, November 5th, and that will actually be our last committee meeting for the semester, since this is our shorter semester.
Don't forget to take the electricity.
Yes, there's treats back there. So to all my online viewers, there's treats here if y'all ever want to come in person. But thank you all for coming, and y'all have a great day.
Thank you.